俺は真実を見ているのか。
This is Ashley with Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 strongest anime characters of each year.
私だってもう絶望する必要なんてない。
老衆の兵士よ、頼むぞ。頼むからその前に聖子が果ててくれるなよ。
For this list, we're going to be looking over the most powerful heroes and villains to emerge from a decade's worth of anime, from 2001 all the way to 2020. Think we skipped out on a worthy OP champion? Let us know in those comments. And as always, you can catch me on Twitter at AshJBo, so head over there, give me a follow, and let me know which anime list you want to see next.
そしてこの者たちの運命は
2001, Yujiro Hanma, Baki the Grappler.
Unable to match his unshakable victor's mentality. He knows he's the strongest. He knows he's the greatest. And no one has ever proven otherwise.
He's known as the strongest creature for a reason. With a love of fighting and indulging in whatever personal pleasures he happens to desire at the time, Baki's father isn't so much a combatant as he is an unstoppable force capable of breaking anything, even earthquakes. Say what you will about his capabilities as a father, no one is better when it comes to arriving on the scene and leaving countless bodies broken in his wake.
What man can push back 100 people?
2002, How, Shaman King. Seeking to stand at the top of the food chain as the greatest shaman of all, there's nothing Hao won't burn in order to reach his goals. Aside from reincarnating himself twice over to ensure his continued participation in the shaman tournament, Hao's true strength stems from the spirit of fire that serves as his guardian ghost, a hulking spirit that can torch through pretty much everything and switch elemental types should he so choose. The man wants his crown and will happily crawl out of hell as many times as it takes in order to get it.
思い知ったか虫けらども
2003, Kira Yamato, Mobile Suit Gundam Seed. There may be far more charismatic pilots out there in the Gundamverse, but when it comes to bringing the thunder, there's no topping Kira Jesus Yamato. And no, we're not talking about his ability to instantly steal someone's girl, though that may as well be a new type ability by this point.
関係なくないわよ。私ゆうべはキラの部屋にいたんだから。
Able to rapidly adapt and process information even in the heat of battle, Kira's capabilities as a pilot continue to surpass those around him, making him a one-man army long before he had something as devastating as the Strike Freedom Gundam in his possession. (2004) Halakti, the creator of light, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters.
And now I give you the creator of light! What? Impossible!
While only appearing for a brief moment, you have to give this holy being credit. After all, it's the combination of all three Egyptian gods fused into a single entity. And if you know how strong Obelisk, Slifer, and Ra are, that's saying a lot.
You think they'll win this time?
It also casually wiped out Zorg like he was nothing, a monster with such strength that he was able to take down Exodia with nothing more than his dragon genitalia. And all Halakti had to do was show up and start blasting.
Darkness, be gone!
2005, Kami Tenchi, Tenchi Moyo Ryo-oki.
お兄ちゃん
Don't you just hate it when you're trying to build your harem, but things keep going sideways because you've got a god living inside you? Essentially Tenchi's future, divine form, this ascended state is so beyond the pale that its mere existence can cause the end of all things. As seen when Tenchi nearly went god mode earlier than predicted.
これは君自身が解決しなきゃならない。
でもどうすればいいかわからないよ
I think it's safe to say that the day he does get released, the whole universe will become Tenchi's harem. (2006) Haruka Kaminogi, 9. To Your Other Self.
お願いユウのお母さんここへ戻して
While we were very much tempted to put Haruhi Suzumiya here, the truth is, Haruka is just a tad more powerful. If only for the fact that, as the ultimate observer, she has a shred more control over her dimension-shattering abilities.
何時が止まった
The laws of time and space are so hell-bent on serving and protecting her that by merely wishing for a person to disappear, Haruka's will ensures that every parallel universe will twist itself apart to enact her wishes. Not the kind of omnipotence you want to give a high schooler with anxiety issues.
返してよみんなを返して
2007 Anti-Spiral, Gurren Lagann.
It is exactly as you suspect, Lord Genome. They are being held prisoner in extra-dimensional space.
While it was eventually beaten back by Simon and the rest, that was only due to the collective spiral power of mankind merging together into a singular giant robot. The anti-spiral itself nearly caused universal genocide in its pursuit to prevent the arrival of the spiral nemesis.
Your actions are baffling, Irregular. Why do you resist us so?
Just by willing it, this godlike being can shift dimensions, create multiple Big Bangs, and turn itself into a beast the size of whole galaxies just to throw down. Team Daiguren are really lucky they only had to deal with one. 2008 Accelerator, a certain magical index. There's a lot of espers in Academy City, most of which are C tier at best, and not worthy of our attention. And then there's Accelerator, one of only a handful of level 5 espers around. In his debut, this psychic bad boy truly didn't give a damn about anyone or anything, on account that he could bend it to his will. With his vectors able to cripple everyone in sight and even make gravity his punching bag, Accelerator was borderline unstoppable, to the point where the only way to stop him was to enlist a guy with a cheat code as a power-up. 2009 Beatrice, Umineko, When They Cry.
この者たちの運命は
There really is no point in trying to stand up to the Golden Witch, on account that she can make both your life and death a living hell if she so chooses. Whimsical and sadistic in equal measure, messing around with human minds and the rules of reality is paltry to someone like Beatrice.
これがわらわからそなたへの手向けだ心置きなく眠れ
She's capable of ensnaring anyone in illusions, summoning demons, controlling life and death as she sees fit, and when she really wants to bring out the big guns, she always has those shoulder towers. Can't call yourself a witch if you aren't flashy. 2010 Father, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
神を手に入れた私は今や手のひらで太陽を作ることさえ可能なのだ
Guess when you swallow God, it affords you quite a few perks, going from the dwarf in the flask all the way to the singular, most powerful being in creation. The father of the homunculus, at least for a moment, commanded the rules of alchemy to his liking. Conjuring a son, disabling a person's ability to use alchemy, summoning the bodies of the dead, Father's final incarnation sure came with a neat bag of tricks. Too bad for him he was only able to hold on to that power for a fleeting amount of time. (2011) Madoka Magica. No magical girl will ever reach the heights that this little cherub did. Afforded one wish by the conniving Kyubey in exchange for becoming a power source destined to die, Madoka exploits the ultimate loophole by wishing for the end of all witches before they appear.
私だってもう絶望する必要なんてない。
This act not only spares her fellow magical girls from their cruel fates, but causes the universe to rewrite itself, on account of Madoka's newfound godlike power. When you force reality to a hard reset, and continually alter history as it's being written, you've officially become the apex.
だって魔法少女はさ、夢と希望を叶えるんだから。
2012 Misogi Kumagawa.
メダカちゃん久しぶり。僕だよ。
The last thing you want is to give power to undo creation to someone a little on the loopy side. In spite of his chipper disposition, Kumagawa is an empty individual who sees such things as life, death, and bloody murder as things to be played with, which he is fully capable of doing on account of all fiction, a minus that allows him to undo any aspect of reality and banish it forever.
青？あいにくその色はもう空っぽだ。
何？
Taking on an abnormal who gets all his powers from artistry, he just uncreated every color until all that's left is black and white. It's just that simple for Kumagawa. 2013 Izayoi Sakamaki. Problem children are coming from another world, aren't they?
ではおとなしく降参すると？
バカ言え。ギャラリーが黙っちゃいねえぜ。
Any guy can find themselves stranded in a fantasy world with monsters at every turn, but it takes someone truly special to be able to flatten them all with some homegrown psychic powers. Thrown into the gift games, Izayoi stands as the ace in the hole for his group, mainly due to how he's able to punch out gods and demons of every shape and size.
ま、なかなかだったぜ。お前。
He may be a little basic, but the results speak for themselves. You certainly want someone like him in your corner when that sea serpent comes a-calling.
来ねえならこっちから行くぜ。
2014 Meruem Hunter Hunter.
そこからの攻防は時間にして1分に満たなかったが
While his journey from nameless monster to an empathetic being capable of love is truly the most powerful aspect of Meruem's character, there's no escaping the fact he's also the king of chimera ants. And that means he's really good when it comes to slaying hunters.
頼むからその前に成功が果ててくれるなよ。
Borderline indestructible with a genius-level intellect, Meruem needs nothing more than his hands to brutally finish off his opponents. Even when taking on the full weight of Netaro's Nen-fueled giant multi-armed construction, the king is able to brush it all off and get right down to chopping off limbs.
素晴らしい一撃であった。
2015 Saitama One Punch Man.
また
Whether you're a villain, alien, robot, cosmic juggernaut, prehistoric super centipede, or literally anything else, all it takes is a single swing from this man to end things. Blessed, or cursed if you ask him, with unparalleled strength, there's no one out there capable of withstanding what Saitama can dish out. With a casual tap, he can leave someone buried in the ground, and when he gets serious, he can part the ozone layer due to the magnitude of his punch. You almost have to feel sorry for the Monster Association by this point.
必殺マジシリーズマジ殴り
2016, Zeno, Dragon Ball Super. Just when you thought the multiverse had run out of supreme beings, along comes this little jelly bean. As the Omni King, the childlike Zeno stands as the deadliest creature to ever exist. Why? Because with a tap of its finger, it can erase an entire universe from existence. That level of power goes well beyond your average Super Saiyan. It's hard to tell if its innocent nature is a facade for omnipotent intellect, or it truly is the most dangerous kid to ever exist, one who even makes the gods of destruction quake in fear. (2017) Altair, Recreators. This is what happens when a fan character is given sentience and allowed to go on a warpath. Originally nothing more than a pseudo-Vocaloid, Altair's desire for revenge following her creator's death led her to declare war on the real world. Armed with the Holopsion, Altair isn't only capable of summoning an unlimited barrage of swords, as well as undo the abilities of her fellow creations, but when push comes to shove, can create an entire universe of her own making. Be kind to your characters. 2018, Goku, Dragon Ball Super. We hate to cheat by having a second character from Super make the cut, but then we remember just how obscenely powerful Ultra Instinct is. After finally mastering this radiant form, Goku attained strength far beyond that of a mere Super Saiyan god, proven when he was able to wipe out the equally imposing Jiren like he were Yamcha. While we have yet to see this power revisited, it's clear that while rocking that silver hair, Goku would be able to even bring a god of destruction to their knees. 2019, Giorno Giovanna, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Golden Wind.
俺は真実を見ているのか。俺は今何かの間違いを見ている。
Not to knock any of the other JoJos, they're all fabulously epic in their own way, but only one rose above the rest in terms of outrageous overpoweredness. Combining his stand with that of the Arrow, Giorno went from gangster to god, thanks to the reality-altering prowess of Gold Experience Requiem.
これは何だ? 俺は何を見ているんだ?
Not even his vampiric father would be able to hold a candle to something that can deny a person the truth, even in death. Basically, Giorno is now a living Uno reverse card who can undo whatever is thrown at him, all before returning the favor with a million muras. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. 2020, Annus Voldigode, the Misfits of Demon King Academy.
蘇生の魔法そんな魔法はあるのか
どうだ一度死んだ気分はギブアップする気になったか
There are plenty of demon overlords out there, but none have the sass, the swagger, and the style to match against our boy Annos. Reincarnating himself several thousand years in the future just because he can, Annos swiftly proved himself to be leagues above the rest.
うまく受け身を取れ
He can kill someone with his heartbeat, steps all over the rules of space-time, spins entire buildings like basketballs for fun, and lest we forget, he once uttered these now immortal words. There truly is nothing this guy can't do.
殺したぐらいで俺が死ぬとでも思ったか
So, who do you think is the strongest character so far of 2021? Be sure to let me know on my Twitter @AshJBow.